Good afternoon. I'm Vicki Wesling with City Speaks. City Speaks is a show that's for the residents, for the city of Dunkirk, for our taxpayers, for all of those who are interested in what's happening in the Mayor Rosas administration. It's an effort to provide transparency as well as to let you know what's going on in your community. So this happens to be our anniversary week. We've been here one full year, Mayor, and you were on our first show, so welcome back to the anniversary show. Can you believe it's been a year already?
Well, I can tell you that it's good to be back here, Vicki. Thanks for having me again. And yeah, it's a year. This is awesome.
It's a year. And we started out, we were going to have once a month, and then we decided once every 2 weeks, and it's ended up being every week. So it's been a fun ride for a year. But we've also had a lot of other things that's gone on in the city. And you have been very busy this past year, and we're going to try to focus on that. Tell me some of the good things that are going on. Certainly one of the things that's happened recently is the Philbrook Foods situation. Tell me about that.
Well, Philbrook Foods, there was an acquisition by Wells. Wells happens to be, they're trying to be the largest producer of ice cream in the nation. And we welcome the opportunity to work with Wells. They have come in now. The acquisition of Philbrook Foods means that they're coming into the city to expand, which is great news for the city. We are working with the state officials as well as our county IDA to provide incentives for them to expand here in the city of Dunkirk. They're looking to expand, but they have many locations throughout the nation that they're considering. We've been informed by them at a meeting a couple weeks ago that they're choosing the city of Dunkirk, which is why there was a resolution at our last council meeting to sell some of the property right next to where Philbrook is now to Wells. But one of the things that they did do, and I'm not sure that the public's aware of it, but they came in and already have provided a 10% raise across the board to all their employees.
Whoa,
yeah.
That's a lot.
So that's huge. That's really an indication of who we're dealing with. I met with the principal owner. He flew into Dunkirk at the Dunkirk airport. And we met, we went to lunch together. We had really good discussion on their plans and how they're going to be a community partner. So they're looking to expand, they're looking to spend well over $30 million on this expansion, which is huge news for us. The state was invited to come in. They're very excited about it. They're looking to offer incentives for them to do this here. And the county IDA, again, has been very much involved. So we're working together to make sure that this expansion does happen. This expansion will create, it's projected to create anywhere from 60 to 70 family-sustaining jobs. We're talking about jobs that come with a minimum salary of about $50,000 with a full benefit package. So these are very good jobs for this area here. These are good family-sustaining jobs.
And now, I'm going to back up just a little bit because I know you worked with Philbrook Foods before all of this, before the acquisition, and in working with them prior to this, they also added more employees, so that created more jobs. And because of them, we also have the cold storage warehouse.
Absolutely, and the cold storage warehouse was again a project that we fought very hard to have here in the city of Dunkirk. So they're moving along really well with construction. They're way ahead of their target date for completion. They're looking at being completely open for business by March of next year. And that's a very aggressive timeline. But Peter Krog is the contractor there at that site, and he's been doing a wonderful job, and they've been working over there really hard. So I anticipate that they will meet that deadline, and you know, it's a really good process because right now Wells, with their expansion, they're going to tie into that site as well. They're going to be expanding at that site already. So this is major news for our area here. You know, Blue Bunny is now going to expand their footprint, and it's going to be right here in the city of Dunkirk. So we're very excited about that.
Well, and I know that jobs and certainly the economic development in the area, those are things that you're really concerned about. So not only do we have the acquisition with Philbrook Foods, with Wells, we have the cold storage warehouse. Tell me, what else is going on when we talk about jobs? What other things are you doing?
Well, we have, you have to remember that not only did we increase the jobs by over 100 at Philbrook. But with Wells coming in, that's going to be another expansion that brings in about 50 jobs. And then also the cold storage warehouse, you're going to have more employment there at that site, but it's also going to create more jobs at the other site at Philbrook or Wells. The other things that are happening is our steel mills are doing very well. Special Metals is in, they have a 5-year plan. They're currently in year 2 of that plan. And that's a $30 million expansion there as well. They're doing more upgrades than expansion, but that will create the opportunity to bring in more jobs at that site as well. And these are good paying jobs. Right. Also, Dunkirk Universal Steel is another site. They have now upgraded. They did an upgrade of $10 million at their plant this year. So that also is going to provide an opportunity for more jobs at that site as well. And again, these are good paying jobs. So we're seeing already the spinoff from Athenix. Obviously, you know that Athenix is going to be coming in. They have an aggressive timeline at that site. I was out there just recently to take another tour, and it's amazing how fast this thing is going up. But I think more importantly, they're looking to open within a year to a year and a half. And once they start to open, you're going to see more jobs, good, well-paying jobs coming into the city. So I think that, the city needs to prepare itself for the time that's coming, because it is coming.
So now you talk about all the different jobs, everything that's happening, and the city with our preparation, things that you're doing in your administration. But you were not just waiting for these companies to expand. You're also doing some development along our waterfront. Tell me, we've got a major project going on now at the pier. Talk about it.
Right. Well, we, as you know, we came in. We wanted to do some upgrades to our parks and our beaches, and the pier is part of that. We upgraded the point. We've got nothing but compliments from people using the point. The point is being used a lot more. There's a lot more activity going on there. I attended the car show, the Hot Rod Association. They did their event this past weekend, and even though the grounds were a little bit wet because of the rainstorm that we had a ton of people there. There was a lot of people there. It was a wonderful time, a really good event, but people are enjoying using the point in all of our parks. When you talk about Wright Park and all the upgrades we did there, I was there a couple weeks ago, and they were playing pickleball. We're looking at our recreation department coordinating a pickleball tournament there too. The splash pad is being used. The schools have reached out to us to bring the kids as part of a class project, to bring them out there and get them to enjoy themselves. The elementary schools have been using the splash pad, and we have people, believe it or not, that are being drawn in from out of the city of Dunkirk. We have people coming in from different areas to use the splash pad. So that's been a really big hit. The beach hut is doing well. I talked with the guy that's leasing it there, John Dawes. He's been wonderful to work with. He's doing some upgrades at his place there, and I'm seeing a lot more people there. This past weekend, he had live entertainment there. I thought it went well. As we continue to grow in that area, more people are using it. For the July 4th weekend, we were there, and they were double parked all the way. That whole boulevard was parked. It was just a wonderful sight to see. We also have the view from above. We had a drone that was taking it, and it was just a beautiful view to see all the people, the whole shoreline from the point all the way over.
And I believe that's on our website. I believe that the drone flyover is on the City of Dunkirk website. So people who want to see that, that's where they should be. They should go take a look at our website, and that's dunkirktoday.com.
Yes.
And so take a look. You can see what's happening. They can also see it on Dunkirk Access YouTube, but certainly visit the website as well. So the basketball courts, though, we're also doing some things there, right?
Yes. Well, we have a beach bash coming up, and we're going to incorporate a 3-on-3 basketball tournament. We're going to use the newly remodeled courts over there at Wright Park. People have been using that. If you drive by there pretty much any time, people are using the courts. And so we are planning to have a tournament there. We're going to have an adult tournament, and we're combining with the Salvation Army and the Boys and Girls Club to try to coordinate our efforts to make a really big tournament there. It's going to be part of our Beach Bash. That's on August 9th through the 11th. And should be a really good time. I believe that basketball tournament is going to draw in a lot of people.
In our Beach Bash, we're also going to have the world-renowned sculptor, sand sculptor, who's going to be here.
Yes, Dan Belcher will be here. He'll be at Main Street Beach as well as Wright Park Beach, what's left of it anyway.
Right. Okay. So we have a big weekend going on that weekend as well. We've also done some things that deal with our infrastructure. You've done some building upgrades this past year.
Yeah, when I came into office, Vicki, one of the things that I realized right off the bat was that, we needed to do some repairs to all of our city facilities. I mean, we went to the fire halls. Obviously, they needed new roofs. City Hall needed a new roof. The Historical Museum needed a new roof. We had a lot of upgrades to do, and praise God, we've been able to do that so far without raising taxes. We have been able to do some upgrades and some things in the police department. We made some upgrades there, and what's happened as a result of all these upgrades in our city facilities is it's improved morale with our city workers, which I think is very important from a management standpoint. You want your workers to feel, protected, and that they work in a safe environment. Having holes in the roof is definitely not good.
Right.
So we have been able to take care of those type of things. We've done upgrades to just about every city facility that we own, including the studio here.
Right.
And a lot of the work we've been able to do in-house. We've been hiring people who have special skills that could help us out, so we don't have to contract so many things out, some of that work, and I think it's been very helpful. So very proud to be able to say that we've been able to, again, improve the working conditions here in the city.
Right. Well, and you mentioned the studio, and the guys really have done a fabulous job with that. We've also, finally, you had worked many years on with the North County Water District. That finally came online, if you will, this past year.
Yes. So currently we are supplying water now to the North County Water District, and this will be 2019 at the end of the year will be the first year that we have actually done that. So now we'll be able to put together some data on how much revenue is it actually bringing in for us, and things of that nature. So this is a good situation for the city, because the North County Water District is continuing to expand, and when it does that, then we're going to gain more customers as a result, which means that we're going to increase our revenues. We're projected to increase revenue this year by over $500,000, which is going to be helpful for us as we move forward in dealing with the NRG situation. The loss of revenue there, the state has been very helpful to us. And I can give you an update that we are going to continue to be funded for at least another 2 years. But at some point, we need to be looking at how we're going to make up that revenue. And we're already starting by the North County Water District. Again, you're talking $500,000 there, and we're talking about the LED project is looking at saving the city over $250,000. I've been told by our city electrician it's probably going to be more than that, but we're being conservative. So already you're looking at $750,000 in addressing the energy situation when that time comes. So I was on the phone yesterday with representatives of the Financial Restructuring Board in Albany, and we had discussion related to the NRG situation and the transitional funding that we receive. And I'm very pleased to say that they like the things we're doing. I gave them a report, and they're very pleased with the things that we're doing here in the city of Dunkirk to address that situation. So, as we move forward, again, the North County Water District is something that we're going to continue to not only supply water to them, but we're going to help them to, in any way we can, to expand. And we look forward to, again, Phoenix being open. That's going to be another customer that we're going to have in both the sewage plant as well as the water plant.
And of course, our work on the water filtration plant was pretty much completed this year. Is that correct?
They are just about completed there. They're not 100% done, but they are projected to be completed before the end of this year.
So this has really been a productive 12 months.
Absolutely.
As far as what's happening.
There's been a lot of work going on at the water plant. We've made some major upgrades, and I can tell you that was the biggest project that we had going on in the city. That's a $23 million project. So we were fortunate. Again, when I came on, I went to Albany, and I also sent our DPW director to present in Rochester to a committee of the Assembly, and we were able to obtain more funding to help us out with that project. And that helped us to not have to raise taxes for that project.
And you mentioned taxes, and this is the third year of your term, and we still are bringing money in. There's still revenue coming in, and taxes have not been raised.
Yes, and that's important. We're receiving extra funding, and that doesn't come easily. I mean, I spent a lot of time attending meetings. Yesterday, I was out in Buffalo. I spent a whole day out there. We presented to the state for our DRI. That's the Downtown Revitalization Initiative. That's we're competing against other municipalities in the 8 counties of Western New York for $10 million to revitalize our downtown area. So our development department spent a lot of time putting together a package that we could present. We presented yesterday at the Empire State Development offices in Buffalo, and we're very hopeful that we'll do well. But these, again, are things that don't come easily. There's a lot of hard work that goes on behind the scenes, and I just want our public to know that we're working. We're out here working, and this is why we're able to get the assistance that we need financially, so that we don't have to raise taxes as we continue to, repair and rebuild the city. We are developing the city in a way where we're not having to raise funds, taxes, to do it.
Right. And now, last year, we were approved for a grant for the senior center. Where are we with that?
Well, we were approved for that funding, which is an excellent thing. It's $750,000 that the state is going to help us out to fund upgrades at the senior center. When I first came into office, that was one of the issues that was brought up, that they wanted more services at the senior center. One of the things that people don't realize is we are one of the only municipalities who is still funding a senior center ourselves. In the city of Jamestown, they don't spend any dollars, city taxpayer dollars, on the senior center. All those services are done at the county level in their municipality. And most municipalities across the state, what I learned is that they don't do that way. They let the county handle it, or the state. We are one of the only municipalities who are still funding a senior center. So I was very pleased when I presented this proposal that the state decided to go ahead and give us $750,000 to do some upgrades to be able to provide more services there. We're talking about they wanted adult daycare services there. They wanted medical services, so we're going to have the Chautauqua Center partner with us to have a presence there in that building to be able to provide services to our seniors that are members there too. And so all of these things are going to be happening. We're going to do upgrades in the kitchen. We're going to have more space in there to do more activities. And these are things that were requested by the seniors. So we're very happy about receiving those funds.
So this year, we really have not just taken care of the general population, but we've started with our children on the splash pad, and we're going all the way up to taking care of our seniors. So, that is really, really great. So we really are taking care of everybody. So it's been a busy year.
Yes, it has. It's been a busy year. We have a lot going on. And again, our people are working. We are working. They're putting the time in and they're working.
Right. What other kinds of things are going on? What things do you find on a daily basis? Because I know you're busy, so you have a lot of things happening. What is the one thing this year, or what do you think has happened that's really going to make a positive impact for our community?
Well, I think as we move forward, the upgrades that we're doing at all of our city facilities are helpful. The wastewater treatment plant, we have a project going on there as well. That's going to hopefully help us as we move forward to bring in more industry, more employers, major employers to the city. But I think that announcement from Wells that they're coming in, that they want to do that, the investment. This is private investment money that is coming into the city that's going to create, as I said before, 60 to 70 jobs. That's a huge announcement. For our area and our city, that's a huge announcement. The state is definitely pleased with these announcements coming out of the city of Dunkirk. And so I think that that's one of the biggest announcements as we move forward.
We talk about jobs, and so briefly, I just have to say that every year, every summer, it gets busier and busier. And this summer, we actually have hired, I think, 6 to 7 additional summer employees over the year before, because of what's happening, just to keep up with things. So we really have increased our seasonal employment as well.
Yeah, when we met for the budget review back in November, that was brought up during the budget review. The council members, pretty much said that they would like to see more seasonal people hired. So we actually budgeted more funds in that line to hire more seasonal staff. And it's been working out well. We have more seasonal staff working with us during the summer months, and it's been helpful.
Right. Well, Mayor, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it. And if there's anything that I haven't brought up that you think is important, now's your chance.
Well, no, I think the summer months are the months that we get to showcase the city and all the work that we've done here with our parks especially. The pier project is scheduled to be completed, fully 100% completed by August 10th. That's just 30 days away.
Right.
And
that's the week before our boat race.
Yes, the boat races will be coming up. The producers of the boat races, we met with them also a couple weeks ago, and they flew into town. They're telling me that everything is on target. They're looking at having twice as many racers coming for this race in Dunkirk. They're very excited about it. So we expect it to be as good or better as it was last year.
Well, we had our chairman of fun on last week, and he talked about there'll be twice as many boats. They'll be going twice as fast. We're going to have the wing walker back. So August 16th weekend is going to be huge. So it's just it just continues to roll on from one weekend to the next.
Yes.
So
we have a lot of events throughout the summer, and we do that free of charge for our city residents as well as all of our city visitors and tourists. Yesterday I was out in Buffalo. I was given a tour with the tall ships that were there, and it was exciting. I made a pitch to try to see if we can at some point get them here in Dunkirk at our harbor. And but there's a lot of different events that go on here in the city, and it does draw people in. We saw it last week with the 4th of July, and I think we'll continue to see it throughout the summer.
Right. Last weekend was a huge, huge weekend with the 4th of July. And there again, it's free. People who don't have anything to do, they just come down to the park on Thursday nights, and it's there. It's there for them.
Right.
So, well, thank you, Mayor. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Thank all of you for watching City Speaks. Please join us every day, 3 o'clock and 10 o'clock. Catch us at Dunkirk Access on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook. Tweet us. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you like. You can send an email to me, vwessling@cityofdunkirk.com. Call me, 363-6888. Send a snail mail at Vicki Wessling, 342 Central Avenue. And have a great day. Thank you.
And congratulations to City Speaks and Vicki Wessling on your 1-year anniversary.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for watching City Speaks.